Let's now shift our attention to Yemen, where a UAE-backed secessionist group has launched a new military move in the country's south. And this operation is part of an effort to expand territorial control, directly challenging the authority of Yemen's internationally recognized government. And despite the two sides being nominal allies against the Houthi movement, the group at the center of this escalation is Yemen's main separatist faction, the Southern Transitional Council, STC. And in recent weeks, the STC has expanded its presence across the key southern as well as eastern provinces. And this includes Hadramout and Al-Mahrah, areas that host oil facilities, ports, Yemen's border with Oman as well. And this has raised alarms that the relative calm in Yemen's long-stalled civil war could unravel, opening a whole new front in an already fragmented conflict. Saudi-led efforts to de-escalate the tensions in southern Yemen failed to gain any traction as such, with the STC refusing to withdraw the forces from the areas it has recently seized or been deployed into. And this is particularly significant because Yemen is mired, in fact has been mired for more than a decade in that civil war shaped by sectarian divides, local power struggles as well, and the competing regional interests. To the north, the Iran-aligned Houthi movement, controlling Yemen's most populous areas, including the capital of Sana'a. Meanwhile, a loose regional coalition led by Saudi Arabia and the UAE backing the internationally recognized government, even as the UAE-supported southern forces pursue their own separatist agenda. And now the STC's armed wing, known as the Southern Armed Forces, announcing a renewed operation in the province of Abyan. They are calling it Operation Eastern Arrows, an operation first launched to target Al-Qaeda-linked groups operating in parts of the province. And the group spokesperson posted images on social media showing armored vehicles and troops advancing towards Abyan. He did not provide further operational details as such. Here's the context and their geographical location. Abyan lies along the Gulf of Aden, a strategic waterway linking the Red Sea to the Arabian Sea. That's where it is. And the province serves as a critical land corridor connecting Yemen's southern cities to Al-Mahrah on the border with Oman, making it vital for trade, security, also military logistics, very important. And the latest advance is expected to further complicate the Saudi-led mediation efforts aimed at preventing the open conflict between the STC and Yemen's recognized government. The STC leader, who also serves as vice president of Yemen's Presidential Leadership Council, has rejected calls for his forces to withdraw from the recently seized areas in Hadramout and Al-Mahrah. And this comes as the wider war between the Houthis and the Saudi-backed coalition remains largely stalemated. In recent years, though, the Houthis and Saudi Arabia reached an understanding in a way that halted cross-border attacks in exchange for a pause in the Saudi-led airstrikes on Houthi-held territory. But as the fighting quiets in the north, a new struggle is taking shape in the south, raising fears that Yemen could slide towards permanent division. Let's now shift our focus to the Russia-Ukraine war. Fresh military claims, battlefield pressure, diplomatic maneuvering, all happening at the same time. Ukraine's security service has said that it carried out a special operation against Russia's navy. The agency released video footage that it claims shows an underwater drone striking a Russian Kilo-class submarine. And according to the SBU, the strike left the submarine critically damaged and out of action. Russia has rejected the claim, insisting that no damage was inflicted on its fleet and denying that any such strike even took place. Meanwhile, in Ukraine's Zaporizhia region, Kiev saying a Russian drone strike hit a 9-story residential building, injuring at least 3 people. Visuals on your screen now showing the firefighters battling those flames and helping residents evacuate from the building. On the battlefield, meanwhile, Russia also claiming full control of Kupiansk in Ukraine's northeast. Very crucial. Its critical rail hub status. has served as a logistics lifeline, in fact, for Ukraine's frontline defenses. And the Ukrainian authorities dispute Russia's claims, saying that the fighting continues in and around that area. The president of Ukraine addressed the Dutch parliament. He challenged Moscow's narrative on Kupiansk. Here's what he said.
Our city of Kupiansk, and it's a city in the eastern Ukraine, and the front line is now very, really close to it. And Putin publicly lied, claiming that Russian forces had already taken the city. So I went to Kupiansk myself to show the world Putin is lying.
And on the diplomatic front, the Kremlin saying a Christmas truce proposed by Ukraine would hinge on progress towards a broader peace agreement. And Zelensky has said on Monday that Kiev supports a ceasefire, particularly a pause in strikes on energy infrastructure during the Christmas period. The Kremlin, though, has dismissed the proposal, saying Russia is unlikely to participate if Ukraine continues to pursue what it described as short-term and unviable solutions instead of a lasting settlement. So that's where things stand on that front. Now, in Washington, meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump expressed optimism about ending that war. He spoke about the war at a White House event after calling into a dinner in Berlin, where the U.S. envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner were holding discussions with Zelensky and the European leaders regarding the war. This is what Trump said.
And I think we're closer now, and they will tell you that they're closer now. We had numerous conversations with President Putin of Russia, and I think we're closer now than we have been ever.
When it comes to backing Ukraine, differences are becoming visible among the Western partners. New polling by American digital newspaper, Politico, showing that in France and Germany, the European Union's two largest democracies, more respondents want their governments to reduce financial assistance to Kiev rather than increase it or keep it unchanged, while in the United States, Canada, the UK, public opinion leaning towards maintaining material support for Ukraine. The poll surveyed more than 10,000 people across the 5 countries earlier this month. And these findings coming ahead of the high-stakes European Union summit in Brussels on Thursday, where financial support for Ukraine is expected to dominate the discussions. India's military aviation arm is set for a decisive upgrade. Long-awaited American combat helicopters set to arrive to strengthen both the Army and the Navy. Within this month, the Indian Army expected to receive its final batch of the Apache AH-64 attack helicopters. While on Wednesday, the Indian Navy will commission a new squadron of the Seahawk helicopters, significantly boosting maritime strike and submarine hunting capabilities. The Indian Army expected to receive the final 3 AH-64E Apache attack helicopters, completing a 6-unit order signed with the United States in February 2020, remember. The first batch of the 3 helicopters delivered in July 2025. Once inducted, all 6 advanced helicopters will be based at the 451 Army Aviation Squadron in Jodhpur in Rajasthan. And due to its powerful weapon systems, the Apache is also often referred to as a flying tank. Armed with Hellfire missiles, air-to-air missiles, rockets, a 30mm chain gun, the Apache ranks amongst the world's most formidable attack helicopters, in fact, while advanced fire control radar, 360-degree situational awareness, night fighting sensors, precision targeting systems, giving it a decisive edge in modern combat. And at the same time, the Indian Navy is set to commission its 2nd squadron of the MH-60R Seahawk helicopters. According to the Indian Navy, the multi-role helicopters will be commissioned in the presence of the Navy Chief. The new unit, also known as the Ospreys, will add depth to India's maritime surveillance and also anti-submarine warfare posture. The Indian Navy is expected to receive a significant boost in its integral aviation capabilities with the commissioning of that squadron. Designed for submarine hunting, surface warfare, search and rescue, medical evacuation, logistics support, the Seahawk significantly expands the Navy's reach across the Indian Ocean. The Seahawk helicopters, equipped with advanced weapons, sensors, avionics, enabling them to address conventional and also asymmetric threats. And together, these helicopters marking a major step towards restoring combat readiness and modernizing India's helicopter fleet.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.